Have you shopped for a new car lately? Are you aware of some of the new technology that's around vehicles, especially electric vehicles? In the ag industry, I think it all turned our ear when Ford announced recently that they're going to double the output of electric F-150s in the next year. And of course, Toyota and General Motors have announced their plans in 23 and 24 for full-size trucks also to have electric power. With electric vehicles comes some new challenges, and I wanted to share some of those experiences with you from a guy that really knows the industry.
The thing that I always tell our product specialists is make certain that customers understand what they're buying when they're talking about replacing their ICE vehicle, their internal combustion engine vehicle, with an EV. Everybody talks about range anxiety. Everybody talks about where do I plug it in. Everybody talks about, is it my second car? Is it my primary car? So, there's, in one of the things that the manufacturers are really concerned with is making certain that the sales staff is as fluent in EVs as the customers are, because everybody's done a lot of research on these things, and you just have to be very upfront with people.
So one thing also I want to talk about, we're right next to your Ford dealership. And Ford kind of turned up the heat. They actually mentioned at the CES show that they're doubling their F-150 projections of their electric vehicle this year in 22. So in the ag community, I've been asked a lot about, is it going to be a player in the ag space? You're in the heart of Central Illinois, you deal with agriculture, you have your whole life. Do you think that EV truck is going to find its way into ag use, or what's your feeling on that right now?
There's a lot of marketing, there's a lot of media buzz, which is great, but the ability or inability to deliver these vehicles is a very real problem. I think the F-150 Lightning, I think the electric Silverado, the electric GMC Sierra, I think that those will be adopted. I think it works well in an ag setting, but they just can't get these things produced quickly enough. I mean, there's definitely a demand, but again, I think that there needs to be a whole lot of education as to what they'll do and what they won't do. There are certain applications I think it'd be perfect in. There's other applications, as we were talking about with you and being on the road as much as you are, it doesn't make as much sense. Unless you get into these battery changings, these superchargers, and you can actually make something work just as easily as you can pulling into a gas station.
You know me, I love new technology, and the technology around electric vehicles is amazing. And quite honestly, I'm looking forward to it, but make sure you do your homework first. For This Week in Agribusiness, I'm Chad Colby.
Thank you, Chad. It will be interesting to see how those electric vehicles and electric trucks work their way into the transportation system that we have here in America.